cannot do that. I cannot do that. Stand down or die. I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Stand down or die. I cannot do that.
Hi everyone, it's time for the final update video on the Mana Stacker voidknight. There are some changes to the build, and I've currently cleared 370 corruption Harbinger and boss. And yeah, the build is very, very good. Let me quickly show you the gear that I used in the kills and the monolith and stuff you saw at the beginning. Just quickly going over everything here. If you want to check something in particular, you can pause. But yeah, this is going to be the final update video. I have now pretty much the confirmation that with the gear that I updated in the final planner, this build is going to be able to push fairly high, and the boss speed killing is going to be very, very good. And yeah, it's going to be great. And I'm currently cooking a new build already, which I will make stuff about once I see if it actually works. But yeah, let's go into the changes of the build. So this is going to be the final endgame planner with absolutely insane gear that will basically take like the whole cycle to achieve. This is like the ultimate endgame. Seed of Echidrosil from the final boss of the cycle. I think it's going to be an insane defensive layer for the build. Orion's Eye, just massive mana, and also void damage is taken as fire damage, which allows us to basically ignore void resistance on gear. Titanheart, just a very solid defensive piece. Levels to Erasing Strike are the highest priority here. And the mana is obviously also good. Then our World Splitter with Flat, Void, and the new Mana mod. 2 Siphons of Anguish with at least 3 LP to cover some more defenses, but also some strength for increased armor and damage scaling. Shattered Chains with health, legendary potential. Just very, very good with the Siphon of Anguish for the more damage multiplier from the belt. For gloves, I haven't found any good unique. If you get any unique with good LP, it's probably going to be good, but I really like these because damage over time seems to be the main thing that kills you at the moment. Then the Inevitable, I believe this is going to be the best option for the ultimate endgame build because of the very, very good defense you get from these boots. Getting them on 2 LP will be very, very hard on non-trade, but yeah, if you can, very, very good. And a Code of an Erased Sentinel with the most important stats on this probably also being the defenses, but if you can get it with mana, yeah, this would be pretty much perfect. When it comes to blessings, still crit multi, still flat mana. All resistance, depending on your gear, you can swap that one out for crit avoidance or maybe even chance to bleed. Why bleed chance I will get to later. And then armor and increased armor. Now, the changes to the build. As you can see, I removed the points from this and put them in the front here for some more defense. In Forge Guard, I've moved the points from Battle Hardened back into Weapon Master for the bleed chance. Other than that, just pick up Crushing Blows. And then in voidknight, I have done very minor changes. I have moved points from Woe into Rot Grip. And other than that, nothing changed in the voidknight part of the tree. Now, when it comes to skills, this is where some big changes happened. Some very, very friendly person on Reddit has linked me a build guide called the Bonk Knight. And the Bonk Knight, I read through this whole thing, and this guide is using something very, very smart, which is the final hour node on the Erasing Strike tree. And this thing is really, really good. What it does is, once you reach 12 stacks of Time Rod, you will get 100% more damage, which essentially just doubles your damage once you have 12 stacks. And Rift of Decay, no, never mind, this node itself transforms our bleed chance into Time Rod chance, basically making us stack this very, very quickly, giving us the more damage multiplier against tanky enemies pretty much instantly. Other than that, as you can see, still the same nodes. If you do not have +4 or rather +5 to Racing Strike, what I would suggest you do is you need at least +2 to Racing Strike. I have that at the moment on my actual character, and I can pick it up. So you need 22 points. If you don't have the spare points to get all this stuff here, I remove 1 out of Chamber of Fate and 2 out of Certain Erasure, which allows me to path this way with 23 points. So, with 22 points and Erasing Strike, sorry. And this allows you to pick this up. And you basically lose 25, or you get 25% more damage by taking this, compared to the Chamber of Fate and the Certain Erasure. But once you get a +4 chest, you just pick these back up. And yeah, that's going to be your best option for the endgame. Then, Abyssal Echoes. I updated this already, but you have to pick up Fragility. Very important. It makes the dot of this thing linger and not get removed on one hit, which basically allows you to keep the Embrace the Darkness buff up for longer, because the blind will not instantly decay once you hit the enemy once. Void Cleave, some change here. Removed some points from Armor Sunder and from Fraying Strikes to fill out Warp Decay. This gives you 5 Time Rod stacks on your Void Cleave, basically stacking towards the 12 needed for the final hour node. Anomaly, nothing changed. Never mind, I removed points from Leech up here and went down here to get Mark of Rot. This is a 100% void damage taken increase for 4 seconds, which is very, very good to burst bosses and tanky enemies. But this is optional. You could also keep it in the Leech if you want to be a bit more defensive. Volatile Reversal, nothing changed here. And yeah, that will be the final version. Let me quickly show you the rotation that I do on bosses. So imagine you walk in on a boss. What you will do is you Void Cleave into Anomaly Reversal. Reversal doesn't require you to, or isn't on the global cooldown, which basically allows you to instantly stack Anomaly and Reversal together. So, and look up here to the debuffs. There's going to be an icon that's going to cap at 12. Let's just see how quick I get to the 12. And then pay attention to the damage numbers, because they will increase by basically double once you hit the 12 Time Rod stacks. So, Void Cleave, Anomaly, and then you just slam away. And you see the icon at the front, those are our Time Rod stacks, and they are the double damage node, essentially, working. And yeah, that's basically gonna be it. As you can see here on single target, I can just hold down my Q button, and my mana loop works perfectly. To the people that wondered if single target is gonna be good with this, and if it's sustainable, yes, it totally is. All you need is crit chance capped out, and then you can just hold down your button, and as you can see, I just attack infinitely. One thing that is important for this build is to keep good uptime on fighting enemies, or rather on boss fights, on fighting the boss. Because if you, for example, drop below 100 mana, and you don't have your stacks here, so let's say I currently get my reset, and then I'm hitting and attacking without hitting anything. Now this is where the build starts to struggle, because now, even if I have some mana and I go here, I will only be on 2 stacks here. I need to wait a little bit to be back at 3 stacks to basically restart the infinite loop. But yeah, this is basically the whole idea behind it. So single target is very, very sustainable. The build has insane scaling potential. I showed you my gear, and yeah, that's the final update. I will cook a new build now, which I made a planner for already. Without too much spoiler, it's gonna be a smite-based warpath build. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I will update everything in the description of this video. Loot filter, blah blah blah. Have a good one, and I'll see you later. Peace, have fun.